Today I'm going to be installing a cold air intake on my truck. It is the Spectre brand. So I've been driving the truck for about 2.5 weeks. Put 1,500 miles on it, and my fuel mileage, according to the computer, is 16.5. So 16.5 miles per gallon is my fuel economy right now with the factory intake, air intake. So I'll put some miles on it after the installation, and then I'll do a video here in a month or two about the difference, if there is any at all. Okay, so here's the cold air intake kit, the Spectre version, and it says for installation you'll need either a 5/16 or an 8mm nut drive, a T20 Torx, and a Phillips. And I've got that right there, and I will either be using the cordless drill or the manual to use on those, depending on what I'm going after. So here's the kit. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about the assembly because it's pretty self-explanatory, and also the instructions are pretty good about the assembly, except for this. I wasn't sure what that was. There was no picture of, there was a picture, but it was really dark and you couldn't really tell what it was. But this is the sleeve that goes inside here where your mass airflow sensor goes. So I'll show that to you when I get to it. But the rest of this is just pretty self-explanatory. So that's what you get in the kit. This plate here is separate from this box. So you have to use the Allen wrench and either the 5/16 or the 8mm to put this. There's 4 little bolts and nuts to put that on. And then after that, you put the rubber gasket on. Now that's can be difficult, but I put it on last night and let it sit overnight, and it looks like it's seating real well. It was the corners that give you the most problems because it doesn't like to bend at a 90-degree angle and stay on there, but it looks like it did. So it looks good. All right, so now we're going to go over to the truck and show you this whole piece right here is what we're taking out. This is your mass airflow sensor. The plastic piece is broken here, but you just pull that bottom red tab underneath like so, and that should just pull out just like that. There's that red tab. So I'm going to put that back there out of the way, and now I'm going to remove the mass airflow sensor. This is where you need the T20 Torx on these screws right here. Okay, when I get this mass airflow sensor out, I'm going to go ahead and install it on the sleeve over here. And I will be using the supplied Phillips head screws there. And it will only go in one way. If you try to turn it the other way, the screw holes will not match up. You put it in here gently and screw it in. What I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and loosen this clamp and this clamp right here, and I'll go ahead and get these hoses off. They just pop off. I don't know if you saw that. That gray clip here on the bottom side where my finger is, I'm pushing the bottom of that over. It just lifts off. Set that back out of the way, and this hose right here just slides off just like that. So, and now, like I said, I'm going to loosen this one and this one. Okay, so you see I've got the mass airflow sensor installed. Next thing I'm going to do is take this end cap out and put that sleeve. You can see the sleeve is slotted, so it goes in around your mass airflow sensor. All right, with those loose, it should just slide right off there. And work that off. It comes off all in one big piece, just like so. Now we have the air box left. We just unclip these 3 clips here for the air box. There's one underneath there. Now that popped up, we'll take that off and take the air filter out, which looks not bad. There's the air box. With this Spectre cold air intake, it uses the bottom half of the box here. You'll see some grooves right there, some holes where I'll show you the tabs on the box that I assembled last night. I'll show you how it just slides in there, clips down, and these clips hold it in place. So there's the old sealed intake that I just removed. I'm going to store that away just in case at some point I want to go back to it. But it's all out and I'm ready to install the new stuff. All right, these grooves, tongues sticking out, that's what's going to slide into the holes on the bottom half of the old intake box. Let's go ahead and do that now. Just slides in those grooves, just like that. And then these clips that we unclipped a while ago, just clip right into those grooves here at the bottom. Well, one of them does. Okay, and there he is, another over here. Okay, so the middle one does not, but the 2 on the sides do. So we'll just leave that middle one like that. Let's go get the other piece. This piece goes down here on the throttle mechanism, throttle body, just like that. I'm not going to tighten up any of these rings right now, any of these hose clamps, because I want to get it all put together so I can adjust it the way it needs to be, and then I'll tighten all those up. So this came in the end. There was one in each end, so you just take those out. Probably be pretty restrictive if you didn't. So I'll put this down here. Whoops, and this one. Put this one up, and this one. Uh-oh. Let me turn it off. I decided I would go ahead and just vacuum all that out real quick, since I want to start with a clean intake box. There we go. Much better. I think I want it, which, I mean, that looks pretty good right there. Like the logo sticking up, just like that, so you can see Spectre. Now I'll go get my go ahead and tighten this one up. And then from here, I will go down and tighten everything else, because it looks like it's, you know, it all looks pretty good to me. we go. That's good. Now we'll come here and tighten up the rest of these. Oops. Lost my nut in my socket. Now all we have left is to connect the hoses and the mass airflow sensor. It'll be good. Hose goes here. That's going to have to go underneath. You know what? I think I might turn it a little bit. No, that's good. Mass airflow sensor, just plug in, clip it on, and that's it. It's definitely a different sound. It is a little bit louder, but not too bad. So I'm pleased with the sound. Now I can decide on which dual exhaust system I want to install. Right now I'm cruising about 50 to 55, and I can't really tell much of a difference, but when I go back and listen to the video of the other of the before installation, maybe I can tell, but from just sitting in the truck, I can't really tell a difference. The only difference I can tell is accelerating and revving the engine. That's the difference. Now I'm going to start the truck. I've got the windows down. I've been driving, so the engine is warm. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up. You can hear that little growl when you first get on the throttle. Alright, that's it. Alright, so I just drove about 20 miles after the installation, and I can tell you that the throttle response is much quicker than it was before the installation with the factory intake, and overall the engine just sounds smoother. It wasn't bad before, but it seems really smooth now. It seems like it's getting the air that it's supposed to get. I will do a follow-up video here in a month or two about how fuel mileage is improved, if any. You know, if I can feel a difference with performance at all as far as horsepower. Thanks for watching this video, and God bless.